Hi everyone, it's Diego. Welcome back to the channel. In this video we have a Blurple mirror match. We're also testing for set champs, so if you see any misplays or a more optimal play, please point them out in the comments down below. Now, let's begin. We start off by drawing into a Popsicle, Bell, Sail the Azure IC, Tipo, Hypnotic Strength, Big Bell, and Iago. I'm 100% keeping Bell, Pop, and Sail the Azure IC, but also feel good about everything else except the Tipo. Hypnotic Strength can take out an opposing Iago. Bell can remove damage from Iago because he's sure to survive his first challenge in the early game. This hand is ready to control the board and keep my opponent with minimal characters in play. Although he might have the same game plan and cards in hand to do so. So we'll just have to see. Also, the fact that we mulliganed a Tipo and drew into a Tipo is crazy. So we're on the play, and I start off by inking said Tipo, playing a Popsicle to draw, and popping the Popsicle to play a Bell. My opponent plays a Popsicle and passes. On my turn, I sing Friends on the Other Side with Bell, immediately drawing 2 cards. Knowledge is Power, to see what I would want to ink mainly, because since I have Sail, I already know what I'm playing for on turn 2. And then I play another Popsicle over the Diablo. My reasoning was that I find finding a Bell later on in the game more valuable than just playing the Diablo. So at any time I can draw into the Bell and play it, or if I feel like it's threatened to being banished next turn in a challenge, I can just heal it to put it out of that range. I ink a Fox for turn and play an Iago and quest for 1 with Bell. Then I pass my turn, my opponent draws. Ink a Goat and play a Genie to draw. And the quest for 1 with the Tipo, putting them to 1 to my 1 and pass. I draw, I ink a Sail the Azure IC. Iago takes out Tipo. I play Finder's Keepers, drawing 3 cards, questing for 1 and pass. My opponent readies, draws. Here my opponent exerts that Genie. He should know that Iago will take him right out on my turn. Plays a Popsicle to draw after inking a castle. Plays Iago and sings Friends on the Other Side with Genie, drawing 2 cards. And they pass. I ready up, draw. First things first, Iago takes out that Genie. Play Hypnotic Strength on the Iago, giving it Challenger, and since it's an action, choosing Iago, which has the Vanish ability, Iago gets banished. And then I also draw a card off of Hypnotic Strength's effect. I can sell the Azure at C, play a Genie to draw, and then I quest for 1 with the Bell and pass. I didn't quest with the Bell early on because just in case I drew a Friends on the Other Side with the Hypnotic Strength or the Genie, I would be able to sing Friends with the Bell. Damn, double Sail the Azure IC by my opponent. Maybe he's looking for something in specific. Not sure. Inking 3 times in a turn. That's crazy. He plays an Iago. He pops the Popsicle to play the Bell. At least he went from 0 cards in his 0 characters on his board to at least 2. I ink an Iago because if he does have a Hypnotic Strength or finds one, then that Iago is going straight into the discard. I definitely have to get rid of the opposing Iago, and down comes Hades to do just that. Bell sings friends on the other side. I draw 2 cards. And then I'm just going to quest out with both Genie and Iago for a total of 3 lore. And then, just to have a wider board, I play the Bell by popping the Popsicle and then I pass. At this point, I feel pretty confident with my board, since Blurple doesn't have a way to mass remove characters, so yeah, we're in a good spot. And down came the Hypnotic Strength, taking out my Iago. My opponent plays a Genie to draw. They're going to quest for a 1 with the Bell, play a Fox, bouncing the Bell, and trading Fox with Bell. And then they play Bell once again by popping the Popsicle. That was a pretty good play. I gotta make sure that my opponent's board stays at a minimum, because I don't want them catching up, and I know that they're pretty much top decking since they only have 1 card in the hand. So I'm gonna try to just keep racing as much as I can, because my hand is pretty healthy at this point, and I believe I have a few answers in my hand for anything that they might play. So we're feeling pretty good. So I make my board extra wide by playing a Go and 2 Diablos. I don't exert the Bell because potentially I might want to shift her into Big Bell to transfer some damage, so I want her to remain in play. My opponent plays Friends on the other side, drawing 2 cards. Well, sings Friends on the other side with Bell. And they pass. If I quest out here, I'll be at 19, needing 1 more lore. But it doesn't seem like I found the Madam Mim, otherwise I probably would have just shown it to my opponent. I ink a Cusco, Soulfish Emperor. I play an Elsa, exerting Big Elsa. I was thinking whether I should run into Big Elsa or Genie, but I run into Genie, taking 2 damage. Then I shift Bell, transferring the 2 damage Elsa took onto my opponent's Genie, taking it out. And then I'm just gonna quest out with Bell, Go, and the 2 Diablos for a total of 5 lore, putting me at 16. If I would have decided to take on my opponent's Big Elsa, I would have had to trade I believe 1 character, because the Elsa could have dealt 2 damage, and then I would have had to trade either the Bell or the Goat. So I opted to just keep all my characters and banish one of his to maintain that board control. My opponent plays the Hades after inking a Tipo. He's choosing a target. He chooses my Hades to go right into the Inkwell, which I agree on that play. Hades is the most was the correct choice there. Also banishes my Bell. Bell is gonna take out a Diablo. And then he's going to play Fox, bouncing the Bell, and take out the other Diablo, and then passing. I have enough lore in play to quest out to 20, and that's exactly what we do. Blurple takes game 1. Alright, game 2. We're on the play and draw into a Fox, 2 big bells, Hades, 2 small bells, and a Sail the Azurite Sea. So in this case, we want to just keep 1 bell, just in case we draw into the Popsicle and Sail the Azurite Sea. And we find a Friends on the other side, Hypnotic Strength, 2 Madam Mim Foxes, and a Genie. If only we drew into a Popsicle, but this hand is still pretty good nonetheless, since we found a Genie for our turn 3 and Hypnotic Strength for an opposing Iago. If you're enjoying the gameplay so far, please consider subscribing and smashing that like button. It would help me greatly, and maybe even help me draw that Popsicle. My opponent starts off by playing a Diablo and passing. I ink a Fox and pass. No Popsicle. My opponent plays a Sail the Azurite Sea. Inking an Elsa. And then playing another Diablo with the remaining ink. Thanks to that, Sail the Azurite Sea ready ink. Then quest for 1 with the Diablo and passes. I ink a Fox. Play a Sail the Azurite Sea, draw. I ink a Bell, Accomplished Mystic, and hey, we found the Popsicle! I draw with the Popsicle, and then I pop the Popsicle for the Bell. My opponent plays a Genie, draws, and then quest for a total of 2 with both Diablos, putting him to 3 to my 0. Bell's gonna sing Friends on the other side. I draw 2. So there I opted to sing instead of banishing one of my opponent's Diablos because I really hate hard casting Friends on the other side, and while I have Bell and it's still early in the game, I'd rather just have more resource in my hand, because honestly I believe that in mirror matches and matches in general, the health of your hand is very, very important, because the moment you have no cards in your hand or little cards in your hand, then it's tough coming back from that, especially if your opponent has a lot of resource. I play the Bell, transferring damage to the opposing Genie, and then I pass. My opponent plays a Sail the Azurite Sea, draws, inks a Bell, plays a Go, gains a Lore, and then will he exert? Alright, so the Bells trade. Diablo quest for 1, and he leaves his Genie ready, being cautious of that Genie Elsa combo, or maybe Genie into another Bell. So I banish the Diablo and then quest for 2. I play a Genie of my own, another Genie of my own, and draw. And then I pass. My opponent readies up, 2 cards in hand, and draws. I believe I have 4 to 5 cards in my hand right now, and my board is pretty nice, so I feel pretty confident. Now it's just Genies in the house, and now Goat decides to join the party. My opponent gains 1 lore, and then he quests for 2 with a Genie and passes. I ready up, draw. I ink a Bell. For 2, I give one of my Genies Hypnotic Strength, I draw, and then I challenge the opposing Genie with a total of 4 strength, banishing it. Then I quest for 2 with my other Genie, and then I play another Genie, Genie, to draw a card and pass. This truly is an evasive meta. My opponent plays an Iago, seeing that I already used up my Hypnotic Strength. Like, what are the chances I have another one in hand? I don't know. My opponent quests for 1 with the Goat and passes. I draw, ink a Tipo. I quest for a total of 6 with my 3 Genies, putting me to 10 to my opponent's 14. Then I play the 4th Genie to draw a card. 4 Genies in play on my side of the board. I play a Go, gain a lore, putting me to 11 to my opponent's 14, and then I pass. At the beginning of the game, I was slow to quest because I prioritized resources over lore, because I knew that if I drew enough resources to manage my opponent's board, then I'd be good. So I made sure to draw those answers to anything my opponent might play, and I prioritized that over lore. And that's just me, the way I chose to play it personally. It could have been played either way, but that's more my style. You know, I'd rather have more resources and cards ready in hand to deal with whatever is put out in the opposing board. Alright, I'm just racing here. I get up to 20 to my opponent's 15. I play a goat, putting me at 19. And unfortunately no fox, but we do play a friends, drawing 2, and then we play a Diablo and pass. If my opponent quests out here, he'd be at 19, and we'd be in trouble if he has a goat, so we'll see. Nope, he has a big Elsa instead. And I'm assuming he's just gonna freeze 2 genies since they quest for 2. And then he's gonna quest out with goat, Iago, and genie, putting him at 19, and then that's GG's. Wow, what a close match. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Also, all the best in your set champs. I really hope you do well, and as always, happy questing.